Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to start the chapter Introduction to Euclidean Geometry. So, first of all, before going to understand about the terminologies of this chapter, we need to understand actually what the geometry means. Okay, so in this chapter, we will do study of shapes. Basically, geometry means the study of shapes, points, and lines. Okay, and we will do that for all these things. And as it is written there, Euclid. So Euclid was a great mathematician. Okay, and it's written there. Euclid was an ancient Greek mathematician considered as the father of geometry, and that's the thing which we are going to understand in this chapter. And Euclid also written the book Elements, and it is written there. The Element is a mathematical treatise. For treatise, we can also say a book. It's similar thing, written by Greek mathematician Euclid. Okay, and in this book there are 23 definitions in the first part of this book. Okay, and some of them are listed below, which are there. So I will explain all them one by one. So first of all is written about the point. Okay, as of now, we don't know anything about point. We don't know anything about line, or we don't know anything about any shape. Okay, we will start all of them by basic. So it's written there, a point is that which has no part. Okay, it's the definition of the point given by Euclid, which means a point is that which has no part. Okay, like if I draw something like that zigzag thing, so I can say there are parts like this or this. So only definition we have up to now for point is this one. Okay, the point is that which has no part, but it's like confusing, and that's some problem which everyone face while reading the Euclid definitions, and there are some more. The second one is about the line. A line is breadthless length. Okay, so for length we know we can draw a line like that because we know this thing. If we focus only on this definition, then it will be very difficult for us to draw this line. But Euclid gave a definition which I have written. A line is a breadthless line. Okay, that's the thing. And the third one is that the end of a line are points. Suppose the line we have drawn, it has this end points, the red color ones. So these are also points. Okay, whole thing is line and the end are point. These all are the definitions given by Euclid. Now the fourth one, a straight line is a line which lies evenly with the points on itself, which means in a straight line like that, which lies evenly with the points on itself, like we can say there are many points which lie evenly on this line like this. I think all these red dots are visible. It's the way which we can draw points, and Euclid trying to say that a line consists of such a points which are uniformly there. Now the fifth one, a surface is that which has length and breadth only. For example, we can draw something like that. So we say this is surface when it has only length like this thing or breadth this thing. Okay, so this definition is like somewhere more unclear, but we have to study this one as it's the fifth point of this book. Now the sixth one, the edges of a surface are lines. We say this one is surface. Okay, we have defined. So the edges like this one, the red thing, that. So we say the edges, all the four edges of that figure are lines. This one. Now the seventh one, A plane surface is a surface which lies evenly with the straight lines on itself. Okay, so if I draw again one more surface, so we can draw many straight lines there like this. We can cover the whole surface just by creating the straight lines. Okay, so that's the meaning of the last point. A plane surface is a surface which lies evenly with the straight lines on itself. Like on this surface, we can draw many straight lines. Okay, and all the straight line will cover that. Now, I have a question for you, that we have understand all the 7 points, but you have to consider honestly that are this point enough to even define actually what is point? If we use all this point, can you define actually what is point? The honest answer is no. And that's some problem which we face after studying or only studying these points. So continuing in such a way, it's there that few terms are kept undefined while developing any course of study. And that's written there for geometry, that some basic term which are points or something like that, they are undefined. We cannot do proper definition. We can just write the point is that. Okay, this the point, the blue dot. So in geometry, we take a point, a line, and a plane as undefined terms. So we cannot define properly this term, but as per the interpretation, we can directly say that this one is line or this is the point, which I have already drawn. So the only things is that we represent them intuitively or explain them with the help of physical modes. Okay, so we can directly explain that this one is the point or this is the line. Okay, so but after the Euclids, there are some definitions which are more clear actually what they are, and we will define about point, line segment, and all this. Now, coming to the point, so a point shows an exact position or location in a space. So if I draw some space, suppose it look like that. So any exact location like this, okay, this point is known as point. Okay, any single dot. This definition is also undefined. We cannot define properly, but it's more clear. So next point is that it has no length, no breadth, and no thickness. That is no dimension. We can clearly see there. Suppose this is the point. So no one can find the length or breadth of this point. Now for the third one, it's written there, a point is usually represented by a dot, which we have done there, and denoted by capital letters like A, B, P, Q, etc. Or it depends on you. So I can write, suppose this point is A, this point is B. Okay, we can do that thing. So is a point clear to you? Or if not, then you can read all the points again. Now I am trying to understand this thing, line segment. So it's written there, a line segment is a part of a line that is bounded by two distinct endpoints. Now forget about this point, part of a line. We can directly make 2 points that, and if I join these 2 points by a straight path, okay, like this thing, then this one is known as line segment. Okay, so if we join 2 points by a straight path, then it has a line. The next is written that it has a definite length. Okay, yes, we all know that it's a definite length. You can use your scale and say, suppose it is 2 centimeter or 3 centimeter, it depends. It includes all the point between its two ends point. Okay, I am drawing again. Suppose this one, and its endpoints are like that, these two. So all the points between them, like this one, this, or many points which you can draw, all these points are lie in this line. A line segment is usually denoted by its endpoints. So suppose its endpoints are A and B, So we can write as AB, and above AB we have to draw bar which represent it as finite length. Now the next one is ray. It's very simple. Suppose we have any line, and if I make arrow, which means one endpoint is fixed A, but it keeps going. Okay, it can go up to infinity. So it is the ray, and points are written there about that. A ray is a part of a line that has one fixed endpoint and extend endlessly in one direction. Okay, this thing. I will also explain the line which is written there. It has a length but no breadth. We can find, suppose its length is anything, suppose it's 1 centimeter, but we cannot find it width. Okay. Array is named using its endpoint first, followed by another point on this line, which means suppose this point is A, this one is A, and this one is B. We represent it as AB and then arrow. Okay, that's the representation. Now the final most, which is the line. So it's written there, a line is a straight path that extends endlessly in both directions, which means suppose I have these straight lines, but the condition is that this point is also not fixed and this is also not fixed, which means we can extend this in infinite directions like that. This is also line. This is also, we can decrease the length or we can increase, it keeps going. Okay, this thing. So it's the line which has no fixed length, and like it is same, it contains infinitely many points. It has same as like ray or line segment. Now a line is usually denoted by 2 points lying on it or by a lowercase letter. Okay, which means we can directly say it is a line L, or if there are 2 points which are P and Q upon this line, so we can write as a PQ. Okay, or we can represent like this, which means it keeps going on both directions. So now it's clear to us actually what point, line segment, ray and line are. Okay, so you can revise this thing. Now the last part of this video, in which we will cover some important terms which we will use in this chapter. So first one is axiom. So axiom says that a universal truth accepted without proof. Okay, so for example, if equals are added to equals, the wholes are equal, which means suppose we know 2 is equal to 3, sorry, 2 is equal to 2 and 3 is equal to 3, and if we add both of them, which means 2 plus 3 is equal to 2 plus 3 is equal to 5 is equal to 5. We know this thing that if two equal numbers are added, then the answer is also equal. We don't need to prove such things. These are just by the statement. So such terms are known as axiom. Okay, now the second one, postulate. Postulate are also the same thing like axiom. Property is same, that a statement without proof but specific to geometry. The axiom we have understood, it's for like the mathematical terms, but postulate we do for geometrical things. For example, if we have a circle, first one there and this is second one, if we say that both two circles are equal, and if I draw two different circles of the same radius, then and if we combine the area of them, it will also be equal. Okay, so if we talk about geometry, then we consider postulates, which is written there, and for mathematical term we have axioms. Now the last part, theorem. So theorem is a statement that requires proof using axioms, postulates or previously proved theorem, which means suppose like previously in the chapter of rational numbers which we have done, the most common question, to prove under root 2 is irrational. Okay, as we have done this thing, we cannot directly write that under root 2 is irrational. We have some specific steps, or we know some previously knowledge. Using them, we can write that it's irrational. We can put our authority that under root 2 is irrational. Okay, so if we do such thing, these are known as theorems. So I hope now you are clear actually what are the axioms, postulate and theorems. So it's all for this video. If you have any doubt, then you can connect me through my Urban Pro profile. Thank you.